Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you're all doing well. We got Axie, we got Kai, we got Quest, we got me, we got Final Fantasy V. Let's do this. Hopefully this time, because I'm using the right controller from the start, we won't have 15 minutes of controller problems, which I found when I edited the VOD to go up on YouTube that I had 15 minutes of controller problems. You know, that's always fun, right? Ow, thank you for the hydrate. I thought I was going to get stuck sideways there, like on the very first hydrate, and I was like, good start to the stream. Yeah, really bodes well for the rest of the night, you know what I mean? All right. We need weapons. Thank you for the hydrates, Kai. Wait, why didn't they equip optimal? What fucking... What do you want me to do? Oh. I switched my jobs at the end of the last stream. I have it set to like automatically equip optimal gear. And it went, no, I'm not going to equip any mithril swords to your red mages at all. I'm like... the fuck? Yeah, so it's chemist, not alchemist, specifically. Although they are kind of more like alchemists, if you ask me anyway, in this game. Yeah, geomancer in the middle, and then red mage. Which red mage presents a, annoying issue to resolve, which is the fact that, I don't have any magic right now. If I check this, like, it's like white magic, I have a Suna, and black magic, I have nothing. Which does mean backtracking to get, like, all the magic that I need, which is mildly annoying. Oh, mantis over on the element. By the shoot. Do anything better? No, I don't. Oh, Lamau. Yeah, it's fine. It's not like it's a massive issue. Right. Need the flame board, mood ring. Found that for now. Don't need that. Don't need either of these. Can get some more by the time I'm going to actually need them. Don't need shields right now. Keep the ribbon in case I get dancer. Sick. Boy, have I rebought so many items I didn't need. No, it's fine. Well, yeah, are these good jobs? I complained about it last year. This is my second year in a row, I will say, with Geomancer, and I was disappointed last year to get it. So, you know, not a huge amount of fun. But it's not like it's completely unusable. It's just not a great job. There we go. Now, yeah, missing a couple of spells. That's fine. Missing a couple of spells. That is fine. Awesome. Thank you for the love, Neon. As for what job am I hoping for the 4th? Anything that isn't Berserker is the short answer to that one, Kai. Because I'm playing on Berserker Risk. I did this last year as well. I actually double-checked and noticed that I completely skipped Berserker last year. Because I was just looking on the Fiesta page at my run history for the last few years of what I've done on stream and stuff like that. I was like, wow, I did Berserker Risk last year? I was like, yeah, I did do Berserker Risk last year. I got lucky because I didn't get Berserker at all. So yeah, anything but Berserker basically would be fine. If I do get Berserker, I'll deal with it, but I'd really rather not. There we go. All right. Get rods. We got our magic set up. Now we do the fun part. The fun part being we have chemist, so we have grinding to do. What was I saying? Oh, if I was looking for like a specific job for the last slot, Blue Mage would be awesome. I've already missed out on learning a bunch of spells. And I will have completely missed out on a few spells until much later in the game, if I even can learn them with the party setup I've got, because I don't have Beastmaster, which makes some of them way harder than they'd need to be to learn. Lightwind comes to mind as being very hard. Mighty Guard as well would be very difficult to learn. But yeah, Blue Mage would be great, because then it with Chemist is completely busted, and I'd just be like, well, I don't really have to do anything for the rest of the game. I just win now. Which honestly would take some of the challenge out of it, but I've had some absolute crap shoot runs in the past. So, you know, if it's like you get to pick what one do you want, I'm like, give me Blue Mage, but that ain't how it works necessarily. What else would I really like? Mystic Knight would be nice, because I don't think I've ever had Mystic Knight on stream for the Fiesta, and it's one of my favorite jobs, so it'd just be fun just to have. Time Mage would be really good. Honestly, the problem I've got right now is that with Red Mage and Chemist, neither really works well with the other, and Geomancer is just like, whatever, I don't care. That's basically someone gets stuck as a Geomancer, and it kind of just sucks. But it's like, oh, Mystic Knight's cool because they're kind of self-sufficient for the most part. What else? Yeah, and like a lot of the other like fun classes, like, oh, it'd be cool to have Ranger, it'd be cool to have Ninja. It's like, yeah, but they only really work if you get like other classes that work with their abilities and stuff. Otherwise, there's no real point in using them. So it'd be like, oh, sick, I got Ranger, now I can use Rapid Fire, but like I have nothing in my party that wants to use Rapid Fire as well, except for the Ranger, and so it just doesn't matter. What else? I'm trying to think of like all the jobs off the top of my head. There's a list. Bard wouldn't want it. Beastmaster, I mean, no. Berserker, definitely not. Black Mage and White Mage at this point are kind of redundant because I've got Red Mage, so I don't need either. It would just give me access to the highest levels of spells, which honestly, while, you know, not a complete waste, it's just kind of a boring addition. Dancer would be fun just because I could use ribbons for a change because I haven't used them. I can get Freelancer, so getting Freelancer would be hilarious because it'd just be like, what am I going to combine together? No, sort of thing. Oh, right up in the rules of the FJF, yeah. It is a lot of fun. This would be a good time while I'm just auto-battling here to do this. Exclamation mark FJF, which I forgot to put in my stream title again. Whoops. Exclamation mark FJF. Caps F. It's a bit easier to read. There we go. Because yeah, I keep telling people, like, you know, if you like it, if it sounds interesting, if you're curious about it, I'm always happy to answer questions in the Discord and stuff. So I got the Discord link actually in the message this time because I was an idiot and kept forgetting to directly link to my Discord in that message. But yeah, like if people are like, I'm going to give it a shot, I'm like, cool. If you give it a go, you can just do a normal run. You don't have to do like a meteorite run, which is what I'm doing, which is like, yeah, you can get random jobs from any crystal. You can just do the, when I get to the wind crystal, I get a wind crystal job. When I get to the water, I'll get a water crystal job. Fire will give me a fire crystal job. That way you've got jobs the whole way through instead of having to like freelance your way through 90% of the start like I did. I got all the way to the fire crystal without a usable job, so that's always fun. I mean, it's doable. It's just some people don't enjoy doing that. But yeah, if you give it a go and win, which honestly people have soloed with every single class and beaten the entire game with one character of a single class. I put another $10 in my donation to the charity of the year, which this year is the PCRF, Palestine Children's Relief Fund. The issue is never played FF5, so I wouldn't know where to start or go. But that is why there is a wonderful tool called AnkiBot that will pretty much tell you everything you need to know about playing through Final Fantasy V. So it's completely fine. Another streamer friend of mine, who's another VTuber, Come On Meow, the very first time he ever played Final Fantasy V, he didn't use a walkthrough or anything like that. He just played through the game because, you know, that's how people used to play through RPGs and stuff like that. With just the hints the game gives you, and did the 4-job Fiesta for his first ever run of the game, and played through it and was streaming it all, doing the story and everything. And yeah, no walkthrough, just the here's the jobs you have access to, and hints from his chat and stuff like that, which would be the same as if you go into Discord and be like, hey, Abby, I'm lost. I need to know what should I be doing in this situation. Be like, ah, cool, yeah, here you go, and give you a little bit of help. Not like trying to be like, you should definitely do it, but if that's the only thing that's holding you back, you know, there's options. That's what I'm saying. Time to completion, you have until the end of August. So yeah, the Fiesta runs from about mid-June to the end of August. So you've got plenty of time to play through it if you want. Yeah, because the Fiesta ends on August 31st. But yes, AnkiBot, which is one of the tools that I always recommend to people to use, is literally a tool. It's like, it's not exactly a walkthrough. It's like a Final Fantasy V 4-job Fiesta companion where you can put in the 4 jobs you got, and it will say, oh, in this particular town, here's the stuff you should do, as well as, oh, in this section, you can optionally go here as like additional areas to get these things, and if you have these classes, here's some of the benefits for doing so. Whoops, I accidentally hit the pause button on the keyboard there with my controller cable. And yeah. Other than that, Caves of Nash has a full walkthrough for FF5 that is incredibly detailed. It's what I used when I did my Let's Play video series, because I actually have up on YouTube a full Let's Play of Final Fantasy V, story included, with me recapping stuff and everything, and showing off the absolute absurdity that the job system shows off. Because it wasn't a 4-job Fiesta run, it was just like a normal run of Final Fantasy V, and so I was like, well, I'm just gonna play all the broken classes because I haven't done this in years. Was part of the year before I started VTubing and started streaming again, where I was like, I'm gonna see if I can play Final Fantasy 1 through 12, not including 11 because it's an MMO, and replacing that with Final Fantasy Mystic Quest in 12 months, and doing videos about some of them and stuff like that. I've got like the end fights from a few of the games up. I did actually end up making a video out of 10 or 12 in the end. But I have like a boss rush compilation from Mystic Quest, I think it was. Yeah, it's a whole thing. FF5, I went into like full proper video production and made the whole entire series for it because it's literally my favorite Final Fantasy game. The big issue with it is my audio is not great, and I've gone back and watched it literally once and was very unable to watch my own videos because A, my own voice sounds terrible, and I know so much more about video production and audio than I did then. It's not great. But hey, I did it, so, you know, that's the fun part. Can I stop running into these bees? Honestly. Vision is pro dive cringe. Look. That's how I feel about my Final Fantasy and 12 months videos that I did. They're bad. And then I spent... It wasn't the year before I started VTubing. That was like a while back. It's even longer back now that I think about it. And then I spent a few years doing tutorial videos for the City of Opera Omnia, and they're so much better. but still also bad because of the literal downside of recording gameplay footage directly onto a phone that you're also playing the game on, and then having to take that footage and export it to PC to edit it. It was messy, but there was no better way of getting the footage, so it's just what I had to do. This is annoying. I hate this. So here's the problem, right? In case anyone's like, Abby, why the fuck are we just running around in the grasslands grinding? See these enemies here, the grass tortoise right at the front of this battle? It's going to die in a bit, hopefully. Yeah, they drop turtle shells, and it's like 1-to-1. You kill a turtle, you get a shell. Like, it's not even like, oh, it's a drop rate. It's just like, you kill a turtle, you get a shell. Watch this. At the end of this battle, I will get a turtle shell. It should be coming up soon. These zoos have so much fucking health. It's such a pain. There we go. So there's all the XP next. Hey, look, there's a turtle shell. Oh, an elixir, nice. That's rare. But the turtle shells, the reason why we want them. Items, sort by item. These things here, that's why we want them. See how it says a chemist's mixing ingredient? Yeah, we need those for mix on the actual chemist class. And honestly, they're like the most important mixing material that we're going to get. Them and dark matter. And so the problem is that we definitely need as much of that those sweet shells as we can possibly get our hands on. We'll also need a lot of dark matter, but the dark matter, it's like there's other ways of getting that. We don't need to like fight enemies specifically for them. We're going to go and fight some at some point, but for now, we need to run into as many of those turtles as possible. Alright. This should speed things up. But yes, each battle we get with a turtle is one turtle shell, and we want a full stack of 99 shells, so well, we're grinding. That's faster. All right. I got enough XP. Well, it was on a multiple of 5, is it? 18, 18, 18, 17. Yeah, cool, we're good. I'm sitting here, I'm just like, I'm gonna stop grinding here. I feel like I've got enough levels for the time being, like, that I'm not going to be hampered by a lack of XP in any of these upcoming sections that I need to get into. But at the same time, I also didn't want my level to be a multiple of 5 because there's an enemy in the very next dungeon that we're about to go into whose entire purpose is to cast the spell level 5 death. And if you're multiple of 5 levels, you just instantly die. And I was just like, oh, okay. Overleveling, go burr. Well, considering that parties as low as level 40 have beaten the Fiesta before, or lower, people have done low-level runs the entire game where they're not using the 4 restricted classes for the Fiesta, and beaten X-Death with, like, a party level of, like, 5 to 10. Like, overleveling in this game is completely pointless for the most part. Unless you have, like, really bad classes in the Fiesta, in which case it's like, yeah, I'm gonna have to grind because I got no other option. My only way to actually beat X-Death is to just be at like level 80, for example. The problem here is just the fact that the turtle encounters aren't like the most common thing here. I think there is another way to get turtle shells later, but this is like one of the most efficient spots for it. Because yeah, we're at... That's not it at all. Couldn't go to auto, no worries. Horse, Tycoon, Gorilla. Checking on Ankybot. Because I'm pretty sure it's this section where it's like... Literally, Ankybot's like, yeah, grind here for turtle shells. I know it sucks grinding to 99, but like, do it. And it's like, yeah, I know. This sucks. I wish there was like a more common way to get these turtle encounters. Because honestly, the stupid part about it is that if I get all 99 turtle shells here, I can basically just run from every other encounter for the rest of the game. It will not matter. I mean, I won't, because at some point I'm going to be like, ah, yes, I want to get all of my red mages to have dual cast, or at least 2 of my red mages to have dual cast. If I get another caster class. At least 1. Will be the end goal here. The problem with that being is dual cast is good job, idiot. Yeah, dual cast is 999 ability points. And if that sounds like a lot, it's because it is. It takes a long time to grind that much. I wish the turtle fights didn't have the zoo in them. That way, if Avros goes, I'm gonna Gaia and get Earthquake to just clear the entire battle out, because Earthquake it's like a goddamn truck. Welcome back. Yeah, see this? It's like, there goes 2 of them already. It's like, if there wasn't a zoo in this fight, then the fight would be over by now. Want a mastered red magic level 2. That's handy. Oh, see? More of this fight. Oh, cool. And then you can get freaking Earthquake. God damn it. 99. Mostly so that I don't ever have to do this ever again for the rest of the run. Oh, 15. That's not too bad. It's a bit faster than I was expecting. Because the problem with it is that, and I haven't shown it off yet. I want to show it off when we get to a later part of the game when it becomes a bit more relevant. Because I don't actually have Chemist just yet. There is like a chart that shows you everything that you need to mix as a chemist. Or at least gives you a list of like everything you can mix as a chemist. And the chemist mixes are honestly insane in some of the things that they do. Like chemist is the most interesting class in this game. If you were playing this back in the day when this first like came out, like on the SNES, and there was like no actual guides for the game except for like, ooh, do you want to buy the official player's guide that we made to like tell you everything, and there's no mystery and no excitement to be had in it, sort of thing. And yeah, if that was the sort of environment you played this game in, you would have had this entire mechanic with the chemists where they can mix things, where you would have been like, I have no idea what the hell I'm doing, but it's like you use mix and it goes pick 2 items, and you pick 2 items, and a bunch of them do nothing that useful, as well as a bunch of them would do stuff and you'd have no idea what the fuck is happening. Like there's one of the chemist mixes you can do that's called Dragon Power, I think, off the top of my head. It's been a while since I've looked at the chemist mix chart. And you're like, what the fuck does Dragon Power do? It's like, oh, it just does a buff to your chemist or a member of your party. And you're like, yeah, but what did that do? And there's no way of knowing without like looking in the game's code or having a guide that somebody who looked at the game's code has done. And when you look it up, it's like, well, what does Dragon Power do? Well, it increases the chemist's level by 10. So while it doesn't give them more health or anything like that, it does actually, in the back-end code, move them from like, let's say level 50 to level 60. And that becomes relevant for like later when you have spells or like stuff like that that hits based on when the class is at like higher levels and stuff like that. And so you get all these really cool effects from like mixing items together, which is what the chemist like mix chart tells you all about. The really fun ones being stuff that uses the turtle shell. And so that's why you want 99 turtle shells, because you want to never be in a dungeon somewhere forever away from anywhere where you can get any more turtle shells and being like, fuck, I ran out of shells and I needed that to do a mix. So yeah, that's why you want 99 turtle shells, so you never run out. Because bosses in this game, and it's one of the things I like about the Final Fantasy series, is the bosses follow the same rules as the party does. So like if a boss wants to cast Holy, for example, and there's a few that do, they need to have the mana to actually cast the spell. And Holy's expensive. So while they can have absurdly high mana pools for enemy bosses and stuff like that, way higher than what the player can have, they can still run out of mana. Which can prevent them from doing certain things. There is specific party setups in the Fiesta that when you get to the point that they need to do Fork Tower, which is a particularly infamous dungeon where you have to split your party into two halves to tackle a magic-related half of the tower and a physical-related side of the tower, which if I get that on this run, I have no one that does good physical damage yet. It's going to be a mess, to be perfectly honest. But if you have an all-physical party and no way of casting spells at all in any of your party members, one of the bosses at the top of those towers will not let you attack with physical attacks. Like, if you press the fight button, then he goes, nope, and casts a spell that resets the entire battle. And not even like, as in like, kicks you in the battle, you have to talk to him to get to start the random encounter over, or start the encounter over. It just casts a spell and the fight restarts. You know, fade to black, come back, your party runs in from the side of the screen, the fight's restarted, everyone's stats are reset back to what they were when the fight started. It's wild. It's actually a spell that you can get. I think it's a time magic spell. So that way, if you're like trying to steal from particular enemies and stuff like that with the thief, you can use it to reset the fight back, and it resets whether or not they've had an item on their steal chart sort of thing, because some mobs will have multiple steal options and stuff like that as well. But if you want to kill that guy with a fully physical party, you basically just have to send in a character with a reflect ring on themselves so they can't be killed by magic. Which prevents the Omniscient, I think he's called. I don't remember the boss's name. I think his name's Omniscient. It prevents him from like killing your party member, and because the only way he can deal damage, because it's like the rule of the battle is only magic, he'll just cast spells on your party member and reflect them back onto himself to take damage. Or, you know, healing himself when his health gets down a bit and stuff like that, until he runs out of mana. But his mana pool is so fucking huge that people that do their runs of this on official hardware, so I'll have the Japanese version of this on the SNES, they'll play it on the SNES, it takes something like 20 hours for him to run out of mana. So they just start the fight and just leave for like a day, basically. There's other tricks to get around beating him and stuff like that, depending on who's in your party and stuff. Or playing it on an emulator where you just hold the speed button down until he runs out of mana. Other stuff like that. Or you can get lucky and he'll cast enough spells without healing himself that he'll kill himself by reflecting spells off of you into him. So, you know, that's fun. What was I saying? Oh, right, yeah. So the turtle shells allow you to cast with the chemist via mix a spell called Succubus Kiss that drains, like, I want to say it's all of the enemy's mana, and if it's not, it's like a significantly large portion of it, so that after a few mixes, they have no mana left. And so just some bosses, it's like, the only way they can kill you is by casting spells, and you're just like, give me all of your mana, and then they can't do anything. And you just win. So it's like, Chemist Chemist and Blue Mage are the two jobs in this game. Like, even outside of the Fiesta, where it's like, I want to use these two jobs. It's like, congratulations, you're now playing Final Fantasy V on easy mode. Blue Mage requires you to be, in some cases, a little bit more creative to make sure you get the most out of some of the spells. Stuff like Missile or Death Claw or level 5 Death, or there's one of the X-Death fights in a Castle X-Death. I want to say it's the first X-Death fight, not the second one, where you can literally run up to him, cast level 2 ult, time it out, and then hit him with level 5 Death because his level's slowly dropping throughout the duration of the fight due to level 2 ult, and his level being a multiple of 2 to start with. That it drops down to being a multiple of 5 and he dies to level 5 death because he doesn't have the heavy flag set. And it's like, that's some level of creativity with blue magic you have to do. Chemist is just like, oh, I can drink this potion and it doubles my health pool. Cool, I'm one of the highest stamina classes in the game. Sick. I have like 2k health right now. Bam, now it's 4,000. It's like, okay, and then what? Well, now I'm going to mix these two items together and it makes me do a holy based attack, which basically nothing in the game can resist, equal to how high my health is, times 2. And you're like, sorry, what? So you're at 4k health and it's doing like 8k damage? Yup. Yeah, Chemist is dumb. Chemist is such a stupid class. It's why I mentioned last time when I got Chemist is like, oh, depending on what other jobs I get, I could possibly do the optional super bosses at the end of this run, which is something I don't normally do when I do the Fiesta because Shinryu and Omega are not friendly fights by any stretch. Shinryu can be made cheesable for a lot of parties. Omega is just like, did you get one of these jobs? Then you're not beating Omega. That's kind of why I like Omega in this game, because it is like, unlike running into Warmech in FF1, which you could just do entirely by accident. And at the time, he wasn't even considered like an optional super boss in FF1. It was just a random encounter in Tiamat's dungeon that you can just get. You're just running around and spam, here's Warmech. Oh, sick. I'm like level 40 or something. And I accidentally ran into Warmech. It's like, well, you're just dead then. Sorry, that's just... The game has decided you hit the 1 in 256 chance I think it is to run into Warmech. This is game over for you. Say your prayers, because that's it. Get in the box and have a nice nap, because it's all over. Oh, right, it's the HP drain. Right. What is the mana drain one? Again, I can't remember everything that's on the Chemist Mix chart. I just remember it's Succubus Kiss is the one with turtle shells you want to spam. But I guess, I mean, again, you can just heal yourself to full constantly while draining the HP. It's like, yep. Lilith's Kiss. That's the mana one. Thank you. Which actually, I think Lilith's Kiss doesn't need a turtle shell. Maiden's Kiss plus Aether, yeah. Yeah, ETH is which you can just buy in Licks later. Which is, I think, the only town in the game that sells Ether at a shop. And so it's like recommended for most parties that have casters to just go to Licks and buy 99 Ethers before going to the second world in the game. But yeah, like Warmech, I know it's possible to beat Warmech. I think in a lot of cases in FF1, it's like, pick these 4 classes at the start of the game, grind to like near max level, if not level 99, and then go back to Tiamat's Castle, run into Warmech, and then you have a chance of beating Warmech. Or, you know, you can beat Warmech at that point if you've done the right, like, configuration and setup. But it's not really like a puzzle. It's just more a matter of having enough power to get through it. Need dark matter? Yeah, dark matter's not that hard to get, thankfully. There's a bunch of chests once you get past the earth crystal in specific dungeons where it's like, oh yeah, no, this one has the dark matter, this one has the dark matter, or this one has the dark matter in like nearly every dungeon you go through for the rest of the game. So that, or you can kill, I can't remember if it's the dark sparks or the higher level version of him that has the dark matter. But yeah, there's an enemy you can kill that has a chance to drop dark matter when you kill it. Yeah, it's like Warmech's hard, but like Omega in this is like a puzzle. It's like, and you figure out the trick you need to defeat Omega, and if you can, then you can beat him. I'm dangerously close to level 20 right now, but I've only got 33 turtle shells, so let's keep grinding. You know what? I'm sick of fire. Let's cast Blizzard. I'm gonna give Thunder. The thing I like about Gaia as an ability, which is like one of the only things I really like about Geomancer, is that it's like it just casts random spells based on where your background is. So like we're on like a grassy field at this point, so it's like it's either Gust or Earthquake, but it costs no mana, so it's just like, oh yeah, it's just free spell casting. The shame that and the ability to walk on trapped floors as well as see where there's pits in the floors, like the only things that Geomancer is good for. Conveniently, those are like the 3 things the class gets as its class abilities. It's like you get the ability to use Gaia and that's it. Otherwise, the other stuff's just passives. Pretty cool as a job concept. Yeah, I think Geomancer's been used in some of like the other Final Fantasy games as like a job, or like as like a class concept as well that you can do stuff with. And it's one of those ones where it's like it's really cool and it's an interesting and novel idea, but I don't think they've ever really nailed the execution of it. Where like, this is the second year in a row I've gotten Geomancer from the Fiesta, and when I got it, I was like, oh, I'm disappointed, not just because I got it 2 years in a row, but also just because I don't like Geomancer. Because, like, right now, it feels like it's doing a lot of stuff because it's casting, you know, free spells and stuff, but, you know, say just even the next section we're going into in the library here, the midpoint boss we have to beat up, which is Ifrit, it's like, well, can't use Gaia at all against Ifrit with the Geomancer, because if you do, it's going to cost Ignis Fatuus or... I'm thinking what the other spell is in there, but they're both fire-based spells. It's just like, you're just going to heal Ifrit. It's like, oh, okay. Though they do a lot of damage to Biblos. I'm trying to think of his name. I was going to say a panda. I'm like, no, that's later. Yeah, Biblos. Lots of good damage to him. Biggest than 14, but his NPCs only. Yeah. The funny thing is that some of the, like, the spells that you would expect a Geomancer to cast, stuff like Stone or Arrow, for example, which are also, like, Arrow is also a blue magic spell in a lot of Final Fantasy games. A lot of the stuff you'd expect the Geomancer to do was given to the Conjurer in 14. So it's like, yeah, as much as people like Geomancer as a class concept and stuff, and it'd be cool to put in the game, it's like, yeah, but most of their iconic stuff went to other classes, so you can't do them at all. It's the same with Time Mage in 14, where people are like, it'd be really cool to have Time Mage. It's like, yeah, but Astro got most of the time magic stuff, so again, their identity was given to a different class. There's no point in putting them in the game. Which, you know, disappointing, but I don't know anything you can do about that. Hey. More of that fight, please. Come on. 40? Well, the upside is that a little bit of futzing about at the start of the stream when I was getting all my gear sorted and everything before I got down here. So if we do the math on it, at the moment, we're getting more than a shell a minute. So I need another 55. So it shouldn't be that much longer, hopefully. Ba, 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 ba. I like the names of a lot of the tracks on the Final Fantasy V OST. Like, I think the overworld theme is like something to do about friends sort of thing. Let me look it up. I was gonna say like traveling with friends, but I don't think that's exactly it. That's it. Four hearts. That's the overworld theme. Also, Meteor's themes in this game somewhere. I can never remember which part of the game it's in. Why do I always run from the bees? I'm trying to just farm turtle shells. Is why I'm running from all the bees, Sabashi. So bash me. I thought it said Sabashi, and then I noticed the end. I was like, oh wait, hang on. Yeah, I'm not just grinding for levels. I'm trying to get turtle shells for chemist. All good. Welcome in. I'm not sure if you're aware of the 4-job Fiesta, but yeah, this isn't just the normal playthrough of Final Fantasy V. We're actually doing a run through for what's called the 4-job Fiesta, which is a awareness campaign to make people aware of specific charities and stuff like that. That runs from sort of mid-June to the end of August, where people play Final Fantasy V, both on streams or off streams, just to, you know, play it and talk about the charitable causes and stuff, where you're restricted to only 4 specific jobs. So up in the top right, you can see we're still waiting to get the Earth Crystal job once we get a bit further through the game. But the jobs I've gotten so far from left to right are Chemist, Geomancer, and Red Mage, which I can't use Chemist just yet because it's from the Earth Crystal. But our party has to be Geomancers or Red Mages in any number of combinations. So because I like Red Mage more than Geomancer, I've got 3 Reds and a Geo for the time being. Once we get all 4 jobs, we have to have 1 person in each job for the rest of the run. There we go. All right. Shell time. God, I wish there was a way to control the random encounters in a section. Because I just make it all this one, because it's like over so fast comparatively. There we go. Already done. That's awesome. You wish you luck get the last job, and thank you. Yeah, I do this every year and have done for quite a while now. And I love doing it because it's just a lot of fun. Final Fantasy V is my favorite in the series, so it's always good fun to come back and revisit it once a year. Sometimes twice, depending if I feel like doing a second guest run off stream. Favorite track from FF song from a main number title? Is it from Crystal Chronicles? Because if so, then it's... Look at that. Look at that. Totally guessed that it was from Crystal Chronicles. Anytime someone says their favorite musical track is from a non-mainline Final Fantasy series, it's from Crystal Chronicles. Also, hi Rao, how you doing? We're playing Final Fantasy. I don't... You know what? I'm not sure if you were trying to bait me into saying it, but I almost said I don't have balls. So, you know, there's that. How you doing, Rao? Hope you're having a good one. Wasn't a bait, but you'll take it? Well, that's fair. You're good? That's good. Good deal. Listen, Kai, I didn't say it was a bad thing. I just said anytime someone says that their favorite piece of music isn't from a number title, it's always Crystal Chronicles. Which is funny because, you know, Tactics exists and it also has good music, but no one ever goes, oh yeah, my favorite track is Lord Sidolphus Orlando's theme. And I go, you know what, that would also be a legitimate pick. But no, it's always the opening theme to like Ring of Fates or oh, I can't think of the villain's name. Didn't play Tactics. Look. Tactics is probably the best spin-off title in the entire Final Fantasy series. Do not at me. Tactics Advance, also legitimately a banger of a game. Really, unfortunately, because, you know, hey, we're doing the tactical style gameplay similar to like Tactics Ogre, right? Which is why Final Fantasy Tactics has Tactics in its name. Tactics Ogre being another Squaresoft series. Yeah, because they made Tactics, Final Fantasy Tactics on the PS1, and then went, you know what, we're going to do a GBA Tactics Final Fantasy game, so we'll call it Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced. Or Advanced, sorry. And then everyone went, oh, it's a Tactics game, and played it, and the story's so different from what's in Tactics in the PS1, but honestly, the level of sprawling narrative they did in Tactics, you couldn't have done on a GBA game anyway if you wanted to. And then people go, oh, this isn't Tactics, and then get upset that it's not, you know, like Tactics on the PS1 and look down on it. And I think that that kind of gives Tactics Advance sort of a negative opinion in the community at large, when I think it's actually, like, on its own a very good game. Tactics A2, legitimately not very good, and I agree with everyone on that one, but Tactics Advance 1 is pretty good. Morning Sky from Crystal Chronicles, good. Theme of Love from FF4, that is incredibly normie of you for Final Fantasy games. I don't mean that in a negative way, but like, I swear so many people love the Theme of Love or the opera from FF6 when they talk about the old Pixel games, and I'm over here like, nobody knows about Battle on the Big Bridge, because every time I do the Fiesta, I get to that point and I go, we're going to listen to this for a little bit. It's like one of the best tracks in the Final Fantasy series, and people that have never heard it before go, oh my god, this is like incredible and slaps so hard. And I'm like, yeah, and no one's played this game, which is why. Well, I like doing the Fiestas, I want showing off so much about the game and everything. Tactics soundtrack is admittedly quite complex, not straightforwardly catchy, so it's not often mentioned. Exactly, Quest. That's why the Evil East dungeons in 14 were so cool, because they brought so much of the music back. They also brought back Sidolphus Orlando to wreck everybody's shit. It was so much fun. I remember back when it was current content, numerous parties having like 3 attempts at Sid and just being like, nah, and disbanding. Which cracked me the hell up. Hey, Michael, how you doing? Yeah, no, it's not even from a Final Fantasy game. It's just, it's original. Was it original competition or was it from Vandal Hearts? I can't remember. I have bought every single Final Fantasy 14 soundtrack digitally at one point or another, so I legitimately own all of the tracks. Tactics devs, so it's either Vandal Hearts or oh, I can't think of the other game. Vagrant Story. Thank you. As soon as I saw it in chat, I was like, that's the other one. Yeah, Vandal Hearts and Vagrant Story were the other two games they made. FF4 was your first ever game, so holds a special place in your heart. Look, honestly, for Final Fantasy games as a first one, FF4 is great. At least you're like picking a track from that. And again, like I said, not FF6, which everyone's go-to when they talk about like fun game for everybody. If they want to play along, if they played games from each of these in the series. I like to put the Final Fantasy games into multiple categories. So there's the first trio, which were all on the NES originally, and there's the next trio, which is 4, 5, and 6, that were on the SNES, and then the next trio on the PS1, so that's 7, 8, and 9, and then 10 and 12 are their own thing. You can pick between the two of them, and then 13 and onwards, it becomes like it was a lot more mainstream, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's like a lot more divisive and the spread's a bit more even across them. But like name your favorite from each of those sets, like from the first 3, 4 to 6, and 7 and 9, and then your favorite over 10 or 12. So I find this is fascinating. A lot of people have a lot of different opinions on the series. Spoilers, there's one from the first 3 that if I see anyone say is their favorite in the chat, I'm going to be incredibly shocked. Anyone that's watched me play it before knows, because I've streamed it before and complained about it the entire time. But yeah, like, before I says anything, and I'm not trying to like bias people or anything like that. So not necessarily favorite piece of music quest, just like favorite of those 3 games if you played them. Yeah, not trying to bias people or anything like that, but like so many people when you ask them what's their favorite from the SNES era, will say 6 every single time. Every single time. Eternal Wind is still one of my like favorite tracks from the entire series. Like it ranks consistently in like, if you were like name your 10 favorite tracks from the Final Fantasy series, Eternal Wind would be in there every single time. Because it's just so good. Yeah, SNES era, the most commonly quoted, like, this is my favorite Final Fantasy game from those 3 is always 6. Which is fine, but like, at some point you get tired of everyone being like, FF6 is the best Final Fantasy game from like the before the 3D era. And it's like, it's good. I don't know if it's necessarily the best. Like, I'm biased. I'd say FF5 is the best from those 3, but like, honestly, I'd be happy if more people said, nah, I like FF4 the most. Bees. FF5 gameplays were the best in the SNES era from what I hear. Yeah. Look, I love busting this one out every year when I do the Fiesta, and I was wondering if I'd get like more than 2 streams into before I talk about it, but every Final Fantasy game in the series since FF5 has a has a mechanic in it that is basically based around creating your own classes from 5 onwards up until 13. 13 was the one to break the streak. Which sounds wild, right? Like, you're sitting there thinking, Avi, what the fuck are you talking about? That can't be right. No, I'm completely correct. I've talked about this before on stream, and I am 100% correct. It's so weird. Actually, did I think about it. Did 9 break the streak? Kinda. It's been a while since I played 9. I think 9 might have broken the streak before 13, but it's funny that it continued after that again for another 2 games. 3 games, technically, if you want to count 11. I would start my explanation of it, but I see that I've got an ad break coming up shortly, so I might run that one, then I'll come back and explain how everyone from 5 up until 9, and then after 9, the ones after that all utilize a system where they're like, yeah, we're gonna let you kind of craft your own classes, because it's honestly really funny. All right, let's run this quick ad break. I'm gonna take a quick break. Apologies to anyone who doesn't like ads, but hey, it's the lesser of 2 evils on Twitch. It's either run 3 minutes of ads or everyone gets like way worse amount of ads on joining the streams and stuff like that. So yeah, just gonna run a quick 3-minute ad break. I'm gonna take a break myself, so you won't miss anything if you're not subscribed or anything like that. It's just gonna be ads running. I'm not gonna be here. Those 3 minutes, gonna get up, stretch my legs, grab a drink. Feel free to do so yourselves, and I will be back in a couple of minutes, and we'll talk about create your own class systems in the Final Fantasy series. Welcome back, everybody. I'm back from the ad break as well. I see that the weather is tired, dude. That's certainly a type of weather, I guess. Hope the weather is less tired soon. Sure, that'll do. So yeah, character customization in the Final Fantasy series. I double checked while I was away. It was up until 13 that they had character customization. So we'll start with 5, right? You got the jobs, and then the job system, like I've talked about before, lets you pick additional abilities per class. So like Avros right now as a Geomancer has ability to cast red magic, because that was what we gave him as a secondary sort of ability. And with like Freelancer and Mime, you can customize them even further with like more levels of freedom in what abilities and stuff they have access to. So there's that. FF6, you can have every single character in the game learn magic, which I still think is narratively a problem for the world that FF6 is trying to build. Because one of the things that FF6 does is it's like, yes, magic is not a particularly common thing. It's why, you know, Lena being able to cast spells and everything like that, because she's half Esper at the start of the game, is like such a, this is such a, you know, unique and craved and sought after ability, unlike the Magitech Knights, which are, you know, scientifically enhanced to cast magic. But then you get like to the halfway point of the game and it's like, oh, everyone can equip Magicite now, and that teaches them spells by participating in battle. Cool. And then they just all can learn every single spell with, you know, essentially ABP. And it's like, oh, okay. And then depending on which ones they've got equipped when they level up, they get specific stat upgrades as well. It's like, okay, cool. So the character customization system in 6 is just the Magicite. Sure. 7 has Meteor. I don't think I need to explain that to anybody. If I do, feel free to say so in the chat, but I think pretty much everyone is at least somewhat aware of how the Meteor system works for character customization in FF6. FF8 has the Guardian Forces, which work the same as Magicite from FF6, which still cracks me up, because when people talk about how FF8 is not as good of an entry in the series, it's like, it's just FF6, really, with a different storyline and a different setting. When you want to talk about the underlying like combat systems, except for drawing and stocking magic, which is bad, but you can get around that in so many other ways that you don't have to interact with it, so whatever. FF9 has a system similar to Final Fantasy Tactics in that you learn skills from the gear that you have equipped. They're not necessarily like spells and stuff, but they're stuff like, you know, guard when people are at low life, or additional dodge and stuff like that, like utility stuff. A couple of active abilities and stuff like that as well that you can learn. But they only have so many like skill points at any point, depending on like level and stuff like that. So they can only have so many skills equipped at once. So your characters can't have literally everything. So it does become like a customization system of sorts. 10 has the sphere grid. Both cost Berserker though, right? I fucking hope not. I would. Yeah, FF10 has the sphere grid. FF11, I mean, it's an MMO where you could pick up multiple jobs. It's literally its own class customization system. And then 12 also had the license board. And then 13, they went, no more of that. So yeah, all the way from 5 to 13, we had the same sort of character customization systems in different forms, which is crazy to me. And I still think FF5 was the best version. Could have put an on-screen counter for turtle shells so I could just increment it so you all know how many shells I've got so I don't have to keep checking my inventory. But hey. My god. More turtles, please. Less of this other shit. Well, I guess I'm definitely grabbing the chicken knife at the moment. So every encounter I'm running from is actually powering on the chicken knife. So that's good. Saves me just spending 10 minutes finding random encounters and running from them later. I forget how much stamina the Geomancer as a class has, because right now Avros is on like significantly higher like max HP than everybody else because of the Geomancer job. Oops, I didn't mean to kill the bees. Oh, well, whatever. Honestly, pretty sure I'm just going to get bored of grinding for turtle shells at some point before I hit 90 and go, 75, that's good enough or something, and then I'll regret it. I will say it's not the most compelling Full Job Fiesta content on stream, but it's the necessary evil. Unless we just rattle off random Final Fantasy facts while we're waiting. It's still interesting to me, like, for how much, like, they flip-flopped back and forth on character customization and, like, giving people the freedom to have the class of their characters, sort of created themselves and stuff like that, throughout the early years of Final Fantasy, that these days, you know, some of the later entries in the series are so, I don't know, rigid, I guess is the best word for it, for how, like, the characters work and stuff like that. Like, FF1 literally goes, what are the 4 jobs you want to take right at the start? FF2 has its absolutely bonkers skill experience system, which still makes no sense to me because it makes magic basically impossible to use. Yeah, 3 also has a job system. It's like Proto FF5. It's just not as good. And unfortunately, the game ends with 2 jobs that you literally have to pick up or else the final dungeon's basically impossible. And then FF4 had no jobs, but like the characters themselves had a specific class that dictated what they can do. So while you couldn't change what they did, they sure as hell still had classes and jobs, sort of thing. 5, obviously, job system. 6, they had sort of defined classes, but the Magicite allowed for full customization, etc., etc. So on and so forth, like I talked about. And then, like, from what I understand, not that I've played it myself yet, Final Fantasy 15 is just like, these are what these characters do, and that's set in stone, you can't change it. It's like, oh, okay. Where'd all the character customization go? I mean, 13 kind of did the same thing, but the I kind of think what that system was called now. Like, plus like Saboteur, Ravager, Lancer, Dragoon or whatever. Paradigm shift. Yeah, the paradigm shift system still gave you some level of like class freedom where everyone could be every job in the paradigm shift trees and stuff like that with enough time spent grinding on items you could collect. So it was like, yeah, everyone can do everything. God, I'm close. 70. Alright. Come on, bees. What level is everybody? 21? Cool. Good. Sorry, everyone leveling up to 20 earlier, and I was like, if I finish grinding out these turtle shells and everyone's level 20, I'm gonna be sad. 25 would also be upsetting. Never a situation you want to be in. Going into the library of the ancients with your characters at any multiple of 5. Can you imagine how much worse this would be having to farm 99 turtle shells if they were the same 6.25% drop rate on every turtle you kill? So it'd be like what I usually have to do for the reflect rings, except grinding 99 of them. I would literally lose my mind. I would refuse. I would get like 20 turtle shells and be like, that's good enough. And even that would be like... How many encounters would that be? 6.25% drop rate times 20. So 16 every 100 encounters would give you one. You'd have to do that 4 times over. So it'd be like 400 plus encounters as opposed to 99 that you'd have to do normally. Also, it's the saving grace of the turtle shell series that those grass tortoises are 100% chance to drop one every time you kill one. It's just getting the encounters is the problem. Ugh. What? Next time I get a non-turtle encounter, I'm gonna call it quits. I know I said I'm gonna like regret not farming 99, but I know there's a couple other places I can get some more turtle shells later if I need to, so... Not like I can use any for a while yet anyway, so... Still got time to come back and grind the last of the 99 later, if I need to. And hey, if we get lucky and I get a bunch of just turtle encounters in a row, I'll still come out of here with significantly more than the 75 I'm about to be at. And if I don't, then, you know, we'll press onwards towards getting that 4th job, because I've still got quite a bit to go before I get to it. It's the thing that I've talked about often in the past is being like, I'm going to get all 4 jobs in one stream, and then in the first 3 getting done with Carwin, getting to this part of the game and being like, oh right, after the library of the ancients and this and this and this and this and this and this. Okay, now I'm at the 4th job. It's like a lot. Anyway. Moving right along. Let's actually get on with this. Alright. Healed up. Let's go out and save just to be safe. Haven't saved yet all stream. Alright. Next dungeon. Let's go. Labyrinth. Sorry, Labyrinth. Library of the Ancients. With the magical bookshelves that only move if you go to specific spots. That's what I want to do. No hidden passageway here. If I remember correctly, the hidden passageways are actually shown on the map in this section, which is weird. Ether, which I definitely want to get. Okay. Red magic. Fire off. Red magic. This is the one that costs level 5 death. Page number 64. Is that it? Oh, good. Those encounters are weird because they're like arbitrary on what you're actually going to fight. Like this one's starting out with page 128. So this one could die and go to, I think it's like page 34. Nope, just another page 128. All right. There's page 256. He's got a lot of health. More than I remember, actually. There we go. How's that entire encounter? 2 128s and a 256. Alright. I'm gonna bother going that door down there and letting the bookshelf taunt me. Here is straight to here for it. You know what? Just maintain my level for the time being so I don't have to worry about level 5 death. So what you're supposed to do is supposed to go into the other door, and there's a bookshelf in there that like taunts you and goes, haha, I'm not going to move out of your way. And then you come back up here and you fight Ifrit. Which then gives you the summon for Ifrit as well. And then you go back down and visit the bookshelf again, and it tries to jump in your way and be a jerk. And if it's like, brah, I am here. Get out of the damn way. And the bookshelf goes, oh god, it's Ifrit. Please don't burn me to death. And gets out of your damn way. But as one would expect, fighting the Lord of Fire, just cast ice spells at him enough until he dies. Or gives up, I guess, is the other way of looking at it. That's a mini boss down. Flame scroll. Book closes up, jumps to my inventory. Be useful to have if my 4th job ends up being summoner, but not particularly likely. I'm completely out of potions. That's an oversight. I need my mana right now on Avaros, so now we get to go back and through this one. Bahaha, none shall pass. Ah, Ifrit, sorry, sir. It's out of the fucking way. This is the one that I keep forgetting about, this path. Yeah, that's where the chest is. I keep forgetting this one. Like, I swear, I've run this game multiple times and I keep forgetting there's a ninja suit there. It's technically better armor than the silver plate I've got at the moment. Oh. Maintain my mana for now as well. This one I think drops us out of the door, doesn't it? Preemptive strike, huh? Preemptively running away. Alright. On this way. Where does Phoenix down? This one. Into here. Alright. Pretty much through this entire dungeon. Right. Takes out the balcony. It is up the ladder and that opens a hole. Oh no, fight the book. No, I'm good. I'm just gonna run away. There we go. Alright. save. And then it's time for the next boss fight. What I do like is this is Sid, who was the engineer's grandson. His name is Mid. Because honestly, he is. Oh, right. Think of Ifrit, and I'm just healing the shit out of this guy with last magic. Because I haven't done any damage to him yet. There we go. It is funny, though, fighting this guy when you have Ifrit and you have a summoner. Because every time you summon Ifrit, he's like, Gah, Ifrit, my mortal enemy. I'm so mad that you're here, sort of thing. It's like, righto. Alright, I've lost magic on him. Being confused, Faris. Well, that's bad. Honestly, having all red mages at this point is like huge. Because you just saw how quickly I was able to heal everybody up there. I really wanted this fight to be over faster. I'd just put a rod on, or I'd just do this. Ah! This is the end, but only for me. Very soon, the Master's Seal will be blown wide open. And then Biblos dies. Faris missed out on the XP because... I don't know. I have this problem like every time I run the Fiesta that just Faris dies all the time. Most commonly dead party member in my experience, Faris. Not for lack of trying though, like everybody had healed up there, so no reason why she should have been dead. Yeah. The thing I skipped over there was Mid was like reading a book, and you're like, dude, did you seriously not hear us fighting for our lives against a demon that popped out of a book? And he's like, no, I was reading this book the whole time. It's like, what the fuck, Mid? And Mid's like, you came to save me? It's like, yeah. He's like, check out this book. Look, there's a way to make the wind-powered ship work. Sorry, the wind-powered ship. The fire-powered ship work without the fire crystal or the wind. We need to go and talk to our grandfather. And you're all like, dude, Sid gave up. He broke the fire crystal and he fucking like was like, nah, I'm done. I'm out. And Mid's like, well, we're not gonna let that happen. He's gone off to bother his grandfather. And we're gonna go and follow him. We did it. We got another turtle shell on the way back. Not stepping foot in that desert because I don't want to fight the Dawn Chimera. The Dawn Chimera would use Aqua Breath and ruin my day. Alright. But one thing I love about this part of the game is that there's quite a bit of storytelling that you can just sort of like skip over if you're not interested in talking to people. Like, Queen's upstairs. Did you know her castle was destroyed? And then you go upstairs and the Queen's up here and she's like in bed, severely injured. And when you talk to her, she's like, wait, what happened to my castle? It's like, you were being mind controlled, lady. But if you don't go in there and talk to him, you'd completely miss that and just never know that that's a thing. Anyway. Can we do this one? Not yet. Piano skill leveled up. Right. I love that Mid leaves before you. You have no idea where he's gone. And yet somehow you still make it back here before he did. Despite him leaving first. It's like, wait, what? It's not like he went to get anything or anything like that. He just took longer to get here somehow. And then he just starts elder abusing his grandfather. And then tells his grandfather to never give up, that he was the one who taught Mid that, you know, if you ever fail, then, you know, you need to learn from your mistakes and try again, you know, like a real human being. And then he's like, yeah, we need the ship, but we can't use the ship. And then Mid's like, yeah, but honestly, couldn't you just do this and it would work as well? Which is, I love that they never explain it, right? You go into the fire-powered ship, it's like this massive sprawling mechanical marvel powered by the fire crystal. And, you know, all other boats are wind-based that all use like sails and stuff like that. But the wind's gone and the fire from the fire crystal's gone. And then they're like, yeah, but we can just do this to the fire-powered ship and it'll work anyway. It's like, do what exactly? Out of the way. And they just like stand there staring at the mast. Everyone goes to get out of the way. Eventually hang out in the captain's cabin. And hey, Galuf starts recovering from his amnesiac stuff because he's like, Mid beating the shit out of his grandfather reminds him of something, and then he remembers himself getting the shit beaten out of him by his grandchild. Which is Cryle. I don't know if the text box had the name on it there or not, but it does in this version. Like, Cryle. Everyone's like, are you okay? He's like, I don't remember shit. Except I'm not from here. I came on a meteorite. I came to stop the evil that's reawakening. X-Death. Yay, the Warriors of Dawn. They don't tell you their names there, but we find out later. It's Galuf, Zazad of Ice, Kelgar, and Dorgan Klauser, or Bart's dad, the main character's dad. They're both asleep. It's like, what did you do? And Sid says, slept like a top, and then Mid says, slept like a top. Apparently makes him sound like an old man, which is, I don't know. I think I've said this before and someone went and looked it up in the chat and was like, it's like an old saying from this era. And I still say, if it is like an old saying from some era, where it's like, yeah, slept like a top is supposed to mean something to somebody. One of those things that in this day and age, or even back when this would have been localized, it's like, still a weird thing to say. Alright, water attacks is not going to be used to anybody. Oh no. Well, these things were absorbed water, but I guess not. Oh, they're definitely super weak to thunder. Stupid Sahagin. Right. Ifrit, yeah. Biblos, yeah. Sailing. Okay. Use things you do with Firepad ship. Don't need that. Don't need to go to Jackhole. Oh yeah, I do want to go to his story. Okay. This part of the game opens up like so many options that I frequently go... I don't remember exactly what is useful at this part for me to do. I'm wondering to yourself, why am I using fire magic if I know thunder works so effectively on the Sahagin? It's because the thunder and enemy absorb lightning attacks. So, you know, there's no point in using thunder on them. The problem I run into multiple times playing through this is going and getting coral swords from other towns you can go to, and then being stuck using coral swords on the thunder enemy and being like, ah crap, this is a mistake. All right. What's that part done? Which town is this story? Jackhole's the one down the bottom left. Oh, I remember his stories now, yeah. You know what? Okay. Getting closer. Do the next job. Do not want to fight those. I've had a game at this point basically just goes, all right, here's a ship. Now you can sail around to basically everywhere in the world as long as you know where you're going. Which this version gives you that map up in the corner. But you could have had the world map by this point as an item and been able to check it in a map that looks like this, right? To see where everything was. But it doesn't exactly give you any direction. It's just like, yeah, here's the ship. Fuck off, basically. It's like, fuck off where, though? Never tells you. You just kind of have to work it out for yourself. Basically involves exploring everywhere, but hey. This is where if you're a summoner, you get another summon, because there's a summon in the forests around here. Alright, free spell time. It's on the flowers, isn't it? Right, the frog dropped the spell Toad. And it seals back up. That's simple. I think there's some slightly better armor here. Oh, no, it's not. Well, this is where it sells the rings and accessories and stuff like that, yeah. Oh yeah, that guy out there teaches one of the bard spells. And the stupid thing is the way you have to actually like get over here is to poke that sheep and annoy it so that it kicks you over. And then once it kicked you over the fence, you can talk to this guy to learn one of the bard spells. Otherwise you can't get Romeo's ballad. It's like the only place to learn it. As well as you get a chance to talk to this old guy who's like, there's treasure hidden behind the waterfall. At least that's what my dear old great-great-grandmother told me. Which, fun fact, doesn't pay off until significantly later in the game because you can't get behind the waterfall right now. There's literally no way to get behind it. You have to just memorize that little piece of information if you want to do anything with it till later. And I always do, because the thing that's behind the waterfall is the magic lamp, which is... Hey, did you not get Summoner as one of your jobs at the 4-job Fiesta? Well, don't let that stop you from being able to use summons. Alright. Let's see. I need to do a little bit of farming here. I love this island. It's shaped like a flame, if you notice. Like, it's like shaped in like a fireball shape. And these are the only enemies that are on this one is the black flames. Well, they do spam the shit out of Dark Spark, which is annoying. Okay, Earth heals them, so that's not good. I don't have a huge amount of health, but they give you quite a bit of AVP and XP. Well, they drop Dark Metal. That's actually the Dark Metal enemies later, isn't it? Just drop the friggin' speed shakes and stuff. And normally I have Berserker by now, so I'm usually trying to like farm on the top half of this island, which is Crescent Island. And there's a section here where you can farm for Reaper Scythes. That's what they're called. And they're a Berserker axe that you can equip that has a chance of casting instant death and you attack with it, which is really handy. But no Berserkers, so I don't need to farm for them. By the time I get a Berserker, if I get it as my 4th job, I'll have access to better weapons that don't want to be worth having anymore, so... Goodbye, Bart. I love that you get the boat, you finally find the spot where you're supposed to go, and then the game's like, haha, the boat got sucked into a whirlpool, and, you know, hello, earthquake solid, each one causes a whirlpool to form in the bay. Don't tell you your ship was sucked into one. Ha ha ha, well aren't you unlucky? That's what I mean by the game literally saying, haha, you lost your boat. Anyway. Major surplus, and we already got plumed hats and everything. Whip. Alright. I think all those bows and stuff here, we don't need any of them. Get bows and a harp. Bard. Cool. Alright. Magic, I think, is down here. Oh, no, hang on. I don't know what's in here. Another piano. Piano skill leveled up. Sorry about that one, gang. I'm back. Oh, the bard walked all the way to the other side of the room away from me. Wow, rude. There we go. Well, this one was on with the cutscene, but it's not. It's Mighty March. I'm thinking of a different one. All right. I do find it interesting, a lot of the bard spells in this you kind of learn from other bards sort of thing. So it's kind of like that oral storytelling tradition thing. All right. Wow, that was fast. I was expecting him to run away from me a bit more there, but I like literally ran over the black chocobo, did not move. It's like, aha, the black chocobo is broken. First, like, it's got something in its throat. I whacks it on the back, and it coughs up 2 crystal shards from the fire crystal. I only got 3 jobs before, and now we get Ranger and Bard, I think, from these 2. Bard Ranger. Somebody chocobo. The chocobo can fly over forests, or over mountains and stuff like that, but can only land in forests. I think this is the island I was thinking of. No black flames. One of these islands here to the west of Crescent Island. Harvesters. The old dub lizard. The next one over. Let's double check if I can't find it on this one. Black flames. Nope. Might not be this one. One of these islands here has prototypes on it. Might be one I need the airship to get to. Yeah, it might be this one. But yeah, one of them has prototypes as an enemy on there, and prototypes drop the dark matter for the first part of the game. We definitely want to go there and get some dark matter. Also, this section here, which I point out every single time, has these rocks in it. And these rocks, there was 4 of them. There was one here on like each of the other points. This is where X-Death is being sealed. When each crystal breaks, one of these shatters. Eventually it frees X-Death. Which isn't something you'd ever notice until it's not your first playthrough of this game. In which case you spot that in one of like the panovers that it does in the world. And you go, oh, there's actually like 4 crystals, 4 stone pillars there. And then after a couple of the crystal shatter, you notice, oh, there's some missing. So the game doesn't explicitly tell you that. Alright, welcome to Licks. This is Bart's hometown. Which is great, because you can talk to this guy. He sells a Sooner in case you missed it. Only spell I have here. Or my personal favorite thing in this entire town, which is you come in here into the inn, and you talk to the innkeeper. He's like, yeah, place is completely free. Because you're a local. And then you get a cutscene. You can stay here for free permanently. It's not just this time, it's every time you come to Licks. If you go to the inn, it's always free. This is where his parents are buried. Here lies Stella. And you traveled with your dad for 3 years, and your dad dies. While you're out traveling, I never made it back home. Varys hints at the fact that she doesn't know her dad. Alright. And my other favorite place in here. There's a bunch of different cutscenes you can get here, if you're interested. Oh, something with some Thai spots. I'll give you a discount on anything you want. Literally every item here is half price. Sell. Sorry, let's come back. With what you had. I think you have Green Brain and cool. Yeah, this is like one of the only shops in the entire game where you can buy ethers and you can get them for half price here. That's why I went mad and bought literally as many of them as I possibly could. That still only got me 63. And we get to the part with the reflect rings. Not for a while yet. Where my current class is looking, I definitely need them too. This time around. Use that for a bit. Because, don't think red mages can cast reflects. So from left to right, up in the top right there, we've got Chemist, Geomancer, and Red Mage. Okay. I'm not looking forward to this. Okay. So basically, we've been trying to find King Tycoon this entire time, as well as all the crystals, and King Tycoon was spotted going across the Desert of Shifting Sands, which is the next place we have to go. And it's a notoriously impossible to traverse area. And so the party was like, how the hell did he make it across? And then it's like, eyewitnesses said he was floating. And the party's like, wait, what? He was floating. And then it's kind of like, yep, that's what was going on. It's like, huh, all right, well, we'll go and see if we can find a way across, sort of thing. And now we get to do what is one of the least enjoyable bosses for a lot of parties in Final Fantasy V in the early part of the game, and is also commonly referred to as Berserker Bane. Because if you have Berserker, it makes this entire fight so much worse. Yep, we can't get across. We're gonna go and leave and sit a mid-shot and go, wait, you know, then over to the fat lady sings. They're still tuning up the entire orchestra, which is literally what Mid says there. It's like, bruh. Yeah, we're ready. So for so many parties, this boss sucks because they like tell you not to attack the empty holes that pop up from the sandworm. And yeah, that'd be a problem most of the time. Right, because you have to wait for the sandworm to rear its ugly head, and then you attack it. Or, alternatively, if you don't mind getting counterattacked by the holes, hitting it with gravity, which can never actually kill you, it only halves your HP, you just do this. And he should be dead. And if he's not dead, he's gonna be damn close. It's ridiculous how many things in this game snapping rods just completely trivializes in the early game. It's like, oh, did you get a caster class at all? Sick. Buy rods, snap them. You're gonna be fine. I hate this. This line that was just said there by bots is one of the ones in this game that really frustrates me, because he literally just said, all right, sit in mid, take care of the black chocobo while we're gone, and they go, we sure will. And then their plan of taking care of the black chocobo is literally taking it back to the forest that we got it from. Now, in the end, it all works out, but technically it's like, okay, we don't have a boat anymore. You guys are talking about making a boat. We have this massive desert we need to get across, and our only mode of transportation to get anywhere until you guys build a new boat that can sail without the wind is the black chocobo. So, you know, take care of it, because if it disappears, we're kind of fucked. And they go, oh, take care of the black chocobo, got it, and take it back to where it's from. Which you can only get to if you have a black chocobo in the first place to get to the Crescent Island. It's like, what the fuck are you thinking, Sid and Mid, you goddamn moron? Alright. Let's go down to play hide and seek with King Tycoon. Nope. Not fighting you guys. Alright. Gone, the town of ruin. There's King Tycoon. You see? King Tycoon, perhaps? And then we go over this way, and we're like... oh, no, there he is. We go up this way, and... where am I supposed to go again? This is always the one that bothers me every time I do this, because I can never remember exactly which part I'm supposed to go and stand in. Maybe it's up this way. Yeah, there it is. Oh my god, he goes up on the right side of the screen, but he's supposed to come into the middle. Haha, we've cornered you. And Faris says Papa, and finally admits that King Tycoon's her dad. Then King Tycoon's like, haha, I'm gonna throw you into a pit and try and kill you all. Also, this part's mildly amusing. Well, you know, Faris and Lenos talk to each other, and they finally... Faris acknowledges that she's Lena's sister that went missing when she was a kid. Galuf wakes up and is like, oh man, I'm stuck in this room by myself with no way out. Oh, it's fine. The rest of the party will come and save me. Bartz wakes up and it's like, where are we? They're like, strange place. Like, oh, I must have got separate when we fell. Bart's listening out. It'll be okay, he's tough, old cuss. I'm sure I'll run into him again later. Come on, let's get going. He's like, wait, what the hell's the hitting the wall try and draw their attention? And then jumps down into like the abyss below to like climb his way up. No, wait, one cut and pick a minute. It was off a quick decision to ditch me. And that's the end of that. It's like, okay. We should have had some more conversation about that. I like the machinery aspect of this entire area. And then we all get teleported. All the way out and under the Crescent Island where we were before, where the ship disappeared. And the whole thing starts breaking. I do find in this scene the screen shakes so much like that you can barely see the sprites and tell what the hell's going on. It's like maybe a little bit excessive in the shaking. Here we go. Meanwhile, Ha ha ha, we took care of the black chocobo just like Avros said to do. By flying it back home. I should be thrilled. We got above and beyond the Call of Duty. That's not what I asked you to do. You dipshits. I asked you to take care of the damn thing. Anyway. Now we're in the catapult. Which what this area is called. I wonder, I think the last time I played the Pixel Remaster, I think this one, no. Dang it. Yeah, there's a... In every other version of this, you can actually just solve that puzzle instantly. Where it's like, instead of push the button, you have to pull it. And you can say, it's like, do you want to push the switch? You can say, no. And it's like, do you want to pull the lever? It's like, yes. And then it just instantly gives you the friggin' solution instead of needing to run around and do this. Because it's really dumb. Go down 6 right for them. Pull what's there. It's like, push it? No. Pull it? Yes. Wow, it opened the door. I think they made it better by making it not come up with like, you want to push the button first that you have to say no to. It's just like, do the thing and then it comes up, do you want to pull it? You press yes and it instantly pulls it. But in like every other version of the game, you can skip all that running around if you've done it like at least once before. Anyway. Push button, open door. Alright, I forgot this cutscene happens now. Roll the chocobo back, and then you press a button in the catapult, and it opens a hole that drops them down. So they can help you try and fix something. Alright. Let's do this next part, and I got another ad break that I need to run, so you can confirm the pre-rolls and everything. It's like, this is the fire-powered ship that we just walked out onto, and then you walk onto this one, it's like, oh wow, it's a fucking airship. And it said mid-drop in directly on the airship, instead of the massive void in the rest of the area. And Sid loses his goddamn mind about there being an airship. Let's go down here into the below decks, where there's the engine room. Oh, dude, dang, this thing's mind-blowing. Sid, don't bother me, Sonny. Button this, just this, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Voila, that should do it. That should do what? Get the ship moving. Airship. Now it's time for a recolored boss. Because it's color boss, except it's a different color. Because it's the Cray Claw. Tail screw. No tail screw. No, no tail screw. No. Bad Cray Claw. More like it got fucked. And then we get a frost bow, because you know the game's like, we're gonna throw a bunch of bows at you because you're definitely gonna use a ranger. Like, no, I'm not. That was the joke, not JPEG. I know. Except that you last time you said tail fuck in all caps instead of tail screw. And then it got clipped because I like yelled it like I was Piccolo. All right. We got another ad break coming up very shortly. I'm just going to get through the rest of this cutscene. We'll run it. Basically, it's like, yeah, X-Net's coming. We need to go find the Earth Crystal. Go out there and find it. We're like, yay, we got an airship. All right. I'll run this ad break. I will be back very shortly. Don't go anywhere. For again. There it is. All right. Be right back shortly, chats. All right, I'm back. Maybe wondering to yourself, why are we here? Just to suffer. No, I'm joking. We are... Oh, I've used a lot more save files than I thought. Oh. We are here at the ship graveyard. I completely forgot that we can actually come back here. To farm up a few elixirs before we get too much further through the game, because I want a few more. How many have I got at the moment? Oh, I actually got 9. Hang on, never mind. I thought it was like 5 or something like that. Honestly, because this next sort of boss that we have to fight at one point is a massive pain in the ass if you don't have elixirs, because it just does so much damage in like a single hit. You just need to make sure that everyone's at maxed out HP, or else it's just painful. I got red mages, so I should be okay with only a handful of elixirs. Anyway, so yeah, gone. The town of Ruin is actually the ancient city of Ronka, or the ancient Ronkan ruins, whatever you want to call it. It takes off into the sky, and we can't fly up high enough. Scree. Oh right, yeah, Ronka. We can't fly up high enough to get to it. But what we can do, go to this island now. There it is. The prototype, which is going to kill us all with mustard bomb. Oh. Huh. I need to check something real quick. I could have sworn this thing was weak to thunder. Seems like that is not the case. Because these are the things that drop dark matter. I was like, what enemy is it again? I was like, it's the prototypes, isn't it? Yeah. Prototype. Alright. Let me just check something real quick. Weak to. Immune to every status. Huh. Okay. I don't have a good way of killing these right now. I guess I'll come back after getting my 4th job. trying to do all this prep work to make sure I'm ready for like later parts of the game. And then being like, hang on a second, I don't have any things I need here to actually take care of this, so getting ahead of myself. Right. That's what I thought. Thanks. Cool. All right. I love how they're like underground, and we went like ages away, and they're like, ah, yes, we saw the ancient ruins take off with our telescope from underground. They do also find out that one of the books down here, which is, you know, from the sort of ancient ruins similar to the city and Ronka and stuff like that, that they're like, oh yeah, it's being powered by the Earth Crystal. There's a machine in there that's using the power of the Earth Crystal. That's what is making it able to fly. The only way we can get the airship to go up high enough is to get some adamantite, which, as it turns out, Galuf is like, oh yeah, I totally remember where there's some adamantite. It's in the meteor that I arrived in. This one here near Tycoon. Which puts the opening cutscene at the start of the game into a lot more perspective, where this meteorite crashed and he was lying right next to it. Berserker, I haven't even made it to the Earth Crystal yet. What I was talking about earlier about how this section is like long. And the third crystal to the fourth is like as long as it was to get all three for the first jobs just to get to the fourth one. Well, I am taking all of the like fastest ways to kill all these bosses because I've actually got a lot of the fun tricks to take these out really quickly, because this boss that we're about to fight here, the Adamantoise, is normally a massive pain in the ass. But for a party like mine, we actually have a super easy time taking care of it, because items, Frost Rod Snap, items. Just attack with Avros, items. Let's not. And it's dead. Get out of here, Adamantoise. Die, monster. You don't belong in this world. There's a line from Symphony of the Night. But I'm quoting the version from the end of I Want to Be the Guy, where the kid says it to the dad. Also known as the guy. Alright. Now we're going to go and get the fourth job. Let me just make sure. Next boss. That's what I thought. Alright, I'm going to go and do a little bit of cash grinding. Very momentarily, because I want to get some more Thunder Rods. Otherwise they're going to be too short. And they use their Kagebun Shindo Jutsu to clone themselves to fix the ship faster. Man, I had a weird dream where the ship was fixed already. The ship's fixed already? I still love that joke. You wake up and you're like, man, I had a weird dream. The ship was done already. And they're like, well, the ship's done already. Out of the way, chumps. All right. So yeah, the next boss that we're gonna get to is the Soul Cannon, which just does the percentage-based damage. It's one of the reasons why it's such a pain, is it has like one very strong percentage-based attack that, if you're not careful, will kill basically your entire party. So you need to be very, very careful. But it is weak to lightning magic, which means that if you have enough thunder rods, you can just break them all and it dies very, very fast. That does mean farming for thunder rods. I didn't mean to snap another frost rod there. That was a mistake. Whoops. Thanks, auto battle. Interestingly enough, even though I've unlocked like other areas of the airship, this is still like one of the best areas to just farm for cash in the entire game up to this point. I don't know what I meant to do. Now we do a little bit of cash grind. How many frost thunder rods have I got? 5? Definitely more than that. Oh, it's right at the top slot. There we go. Everyone's set up to just do that. Oh, I just noticed Lena's like already starting the AP grinds to dual cast. So you can see where they're at on the AP grind to the next skill at the end of every battle. So you'll notice here when it shows Lena's at 991 towards the next skill that she'll learn. That's actually dual cast. I'm not going to get anywhere near close enough to get that before we go and do like the next dungeon, but her living a few things longer than other party members has given her a lot more ABP for some stuff. Galuf must be pretty close. He's got like 3 more. Or he learns his next one. Normally I would try and rotate them out once they get to the 999 ABP grind, just to try and get red magic on Avros as well, but he's going to be our first chemist in the party, so I honestly do not care. Oh, leaf swap. Alright. Need a couple more lights. On. Buy 2 more. Oh, I can buy lots more. Alright, we're good. Gucci. All right. Okay. Save. Loading runs, run car. Now we have to fight all the side cannons. Should be able to get away with doing on-rod and then a couple of Thundaras. Yep. That is a red magic spell I could learn here. Sorry, red magic. Blue magic spell I could learn here, Missile, if I had Blue Mage and had learning. As it stands. Nope. No dice on that one. Ooh, flamethrower, that's bad. Flame rod. Oh, I do love now that you're like, we're Berserker. Like, you want me to suffer. I know the best for you, so you want me to have Berserker because the best Berserker. Okay, well, all I need to say then, if you want me to have the best Berserker, is just remind me that if I get Berserker as my last job, that Faris is not the Berserker. Alright, chat? I need you to remind me Faris is not the Berserker. That's all I need you to tell me. I'll know what it means. But if you want me to have the best Berserker, I will need that reminder. Okay, Faris is the Axie. I will slap you. Not if Faris is your Berserker. Honestly, accurate assessment of the situation. Yes, if Faris is the Berserker, I definitely won't slap you because I'll miss every time I try. Faris. Great, Avros. Good use of liver there, bud. Yeah, he's level 21. No specific weaknesses. Good stuff, buddy. Yay, we defeated all of the cannons, is what they're gonna say, and then the big middle one's gonna pop out. There it is. The soul cannon. Alright. I do find the explosion noises added here to be completely unnecessary because they sound really bad. Alright. This is another of those bosses that some parties would have a lot more trouble taking care of. My party, on the other hand, not so much. Perfect. Those two launches would normally cost hold, which is like a massive pain in this fight. This boss is horrendously weak to electric magic. There's a crosshair brightness at 20. So, I'm just gonna break rods at it. Because every time you break a rod, it casts the 3rd tier magic spell, so it's casting Thundaga, not Thundara. And it doesn't have a huge amount of HP, so... And I literally took 0 damage that entire fight because we killed both the launchers in the first couple of breaks. And there's our first dark matter that we need. Because that holds our way in. I want to rephrase that one, Galuf. I feel like you should rephrase that one. It's your last opportunity with all 4 party members to farm prototypes in the Island West Crescent for dark matter. Yeah, except they have no way of killing the goddamn prototypes. Anyway. Not even gonna bother. Oh, hang on. Did I snap all my other rods? What's rod left? Fire rods. That should be okay. Oh, that's bad. Oops, I forgot they were all still breaking patterns. Oh, whatever. Even auto battle's not just auto attack, it's actually straight up auto whatever they were last doing. Drunken Knights and Stone Masks. Run away. Come on. There we run away. Alright. Golden armor that nobody can equip. Right. Where are all these paths? Oh, this is the one for the chest, I thought. Another elixir. A little bit more EXP wouldn't hurt right now. Hey, look, another blue magic spell we could have learned. One of the things I hate about if you get blue mage is like your 4th job in a run is that it really does like lock you out of some like the best blue magic. Like there's White Wind. Thought I killed before I did that. Yeah, so if you don't get White Wind here, the next opportunity you get it is like halfway through World 2. So I was like, did you miss out on White Wind at this point of the game? Then too bad. You're not going to have it for like an extended period of time. Everyone's mana's really low. Now that I look at it, so we're gonna... Pretty sure it's in here. Am I going the right way? I might be just going the right way by accident. I'm totally just going the right way. Oh, whatever. Means I should get to a safe point soon enough anyway. Which honestly, there's nothing in here I can think of in the chest that I absolutely need to get, so... One item you would normally go for is there is a sword that casts old. It's like a knight sword. It's the ancient sword. Might even be in this room. There it is. Except for the fact that can't equip that unless you have a knight. So unless I get like Mystic Knight or Knight, like, yep, that's completely useless to me. But hey, it'll be useful to have in case I do need it. In case I do get either of those jobs. Down through this way. I'm supposed to go. I think I missed out on some more golden equipment, but I'm backtracking for it. King Tycoon. Alright, what's the Arcuavis actually weak to again? Axie bedtime, not Axie. Hope you sleep well. Have a good stream all. Thank you. Okay. Bye, I guess. Thank you for the Mega Hydrate. Alright. Take a few stop through here. There it is. Alright. I've got through this door. There we go. On our way to the next boss and the last job of the run. Oh, Hydra. That's bad. That's bad. Jesus. That is a very strong boss at this point of the game. Or boss. Very strong enemy, I should say. It's a reasonably rare encounter in here, but you don't want to fight them if you can help it. Alright. And here comes the boss of this section, the Archeo Avis, also known as the first raid boss of Stormblood, the 8-man encounters in the Deltascape. Yep, so first one is weak to wind, so Gaia into it. Gaia is just our go-to, then it's ice, fire, lightning. Those are all of wind, ice, fire, in the last form. Which means we just basically have to auto-attack it to death. Alright. Not auto battle. That's not it. There we go. That's the right button. Gaia. Attack, attack, attack. That's pretty much that one dead. Cura on everybody. Cura on everybody. Gaia. That one's the first one dead now. Because it's always wind slash or a wind-based attack. At least it's supposed to be. Earthwing sucks. Come on. Do wind slash again. There we go. Okay, first one dead. Alright, this one absorbs ice. So, Thunder Rod break. Attack. Attack. Gaia. It's the second form dead. There goes the flash. Absorbs fire. So now we can go items. Frost Rod break. Thunder Rod breaks. Next absorbs lightning. We can just get to the last form with everyone as much HP as possible. Cure. Cure. And now it's melee time. Probably should have gotten some slightly better swords now that I think about it, but I don't think there's any of them that don't have elemental affinities as well that I could have picked up, so I think I'm kind of just stuck with this amount of damage. The upside is that this boss at this point does only have 2500 HP and 0 physical defense because it absorbs pretty much every other type of magic that you could possibly throw at it. So now our only option is to slowly whittle it down with physical attacks. Which, if that sounds painful, it is. 2600 damage at the rate we're doing it is a lot of damage to get down. In fact, I'm going to put it on auto. And keep an eye on my health until I need to heal again, because this is going to be faster. There we go. Got there. Oh. Look at it. Such energy. This is the true power of the crystals. That was actually the form of absorbed lightning that I merely to death already. Whoops, that was my bad. Oh, he's blinded? How many eye drops? I don't have any way of curing that either, because I can't cast the sonar. Alright. Gal, if you're on healing duty. Well, that's bad. Oh boy, that frost one hits like a goddamn truck. Alright, go. Stop entangling people. Alright. Really? Let's put sap on them again. No, they don't. That's good. Oh, why did two of you have to be blind? Oh, three of you are blind now. Brilliant. It was already taking way too long. Now it's going to take full fucking ever. Like, it's not like because they're blinded they have a guaranteed chance to miss. It's just a significantly increased chance of not hitting with melee attacks. And the worst part is that unlike some of the other status effects that could hit me here, blind is never going to wear out, and I don't have any eye drops to cure it, so I'm kind of just stuck with it. There we go. Oh, fuck off. Yeah, the only person in my party that can actually, you know, see is now paralyzed and can't attack. Fucking God for that. Barris, what the shit? Did you hear me talking shit about you being a berserker earlier and decide to now hit all of your attacks while you're blinded just to prove me wrong? I mean, you've hit significantly more than either Gallop or I've done while blinded. Quit entangling my party, you son of a bitch. Brilliant. Awesome. Fantastic. Okay. Yeah, I see how it is, game. Fuck you. My entire party is currently blind. Some of you please hit this. There we go. They forgot to bring eye drops. That's on me, but still. Oh, I didn't even. Good job, Steam Deck. Stream Deck, sorry. Didn't even mute my sneeze. Oh, thank fuck for that. Alright. Thank you, Neon. King Tycoon reveals he's still possessed and evil. Now while this long cutscene plays out, we can start looking at how we what our next job is, I should say. Oh, there it goes. It's scrambling. Ooh, okay, interesting. Interesting. Sorry, Nyan, it's not Berserker for the last job. It is actually a melee job though, which is good. Look, I don't make the rules. Got a problem, take it up with Gilgabot. Where reroll, actually you can pay IRL money to the charity to change what your jobs are. So you give yourself any 4 jobs you wanted if you really wanted to. But at that point, what's the point, right? Like, you just give yourself a broken party very easily that way. But yes, basically what happened there in this cutscene, just to catch people up, is Tycoon was still being evil. Galuf and Avros wanted to stop him. And Leno and Faris didn't want to let us. And then a meteorite crashed into the Ronkin Ruins, which Krile was aboard from the other world where Galuf is from. Zapped him with lightning and removed his possession. And then Galuf recovered his memories to be like, oh, I remember you, Krile. You're my granddaughter. And then we were too late and the crystal broke anyway. And there's that last pillar that was in this field that I showed earlier where the trees and everything were as broken. And it does the whole zoom in thing to be like, see, this is where X-Death was. You didn't establish this sooner so that you could see those things broken. But hey, you'll notice it now the next time you play through, possibly. And with all 4 crystals broken, the evil warlock X-Death has arrived. He teleports in, he's like, "Bahaha, good to see you again, Galuf," and then basically uses the power of the crystals against us. And then Tycoon sacrifices himself again after he zaps all of us to purify the crystals so we can get our new jobs. And that's basically what happens with this cutscene. So while that's playing out, let's have a look at what our last job is, shall we? So here it is. Job number 4 is the samurai. Which is funny, because last year I had Geomancer and Samurai, so I've got 2 of the same jobs 2 years in a row, so that's fun. Alright. I've already recapped the basic extent of this cutscene. The only thing I didn't mention is after Tycoon gives up his life, basically to purify the crystals, he dies and everyone's sad. So let's talk about the Samurai while this is happening in the background. So the Samurai is a melee combat class, gets a lot of strength, very little magic power, but it gets the abilities Minouchi, which is strike with the flat side of the blade, which is like a stunning hit. I forget exactly what it does off the top of my head. I basically never use it. Your next ability is Zenonage, which is like Gill Toss. You throw money to deal damage. It does a lot of damage, and I mean a lot of damage. As you can see, its damage is 50 times the level of the party member with it, times the number of enemies attacked. Damage is unblockable and uses whatever guild that you actually throw to do the damage. Because it is a level-based damage multiplier for it, you can actually use Chemist to increase your level and make yourself even more powerful with Zenonage. So Chemist and Samurai on the same team is actually really good. Then you get Shirodori, which is 25% chance to dodge an enemy's attacks. It's a support ability that the Samurai always has. Level 4 gives the ability to equip katanas, so that gives any class the ability to equip katanas at all. And then level 5 is a ability called Iainuki, which is the Samurai's thing about where they draw their blade out and attack in a single hit and then resheath the sword, which is a instant kill attack with an 85% hit rate, which means it's not as good as some of the death spells you can get. It only has an 85% chance to actually hit everything, but it does still take into account all usual death immunities. So if an enemy is flagged as heavy or anything like that, it still doesn't work. So while it sounds cool, it's actually not that useful. Zenonage is the big thing that makes the Samurai very, very strong. Also, hi Panda. How you doing? Alright, here's our last job. Samurai, Dragoon, Dancer, and Chemist. So now we got everything. Now to set up all of our jobs since we get out of here. The bots that didn't fall. It did. It just fell behind the class thing for Samurai that I was reading off of. And we boo. I mean, you just do it again. There's nothing stopping you from sending more panda bots at me. Alrighty. See? Panda bots. Avros has a panda bot kink? No. What? Okay. King Tycoon is dead, unfortunately. Lena's upset. Avros is like, something's wrong, and Gal's like, yep, I gotta go back to my own world and stop X-Death, because he would have gone back to there. We sealed him away for 30 years, myself and the Dawn Warriors, and now that he's back, it's time to try and defeat him again. Basically admits that they sealed X-Death away last time because they weren't sure how to kill him, and that they knew that the crystals are keeping sealed away. And Ross is like, yeah, we freed him because we used the crystal's power too much. And Galuf basically says, unfortunately, it doesn't matter. It was basically inevitable. We messed up sealing him here in your world instead of in our own, which is kind of a messed up thing to do if you think about it. Is that they were like, okay, we've defeated this evil warlock from our world. Let's take him to a different world and seal him there so that he can't fuck with our world, basically. And then the really fascinating thing here is that Avros is like, well, I'm gonna go with you back to your world, which is where technically his dad is from, because as we find out later, Dorgan, who's Avros's dad, is one of the members of the Warriors of Dawn, so he's originally from the world that Gallus from. He stayed in this world after he met a woman that he loved and everything. But this is the last meteorite that came to the alternate world, the one that we're in now. And they basically go, oh yeah, like, this is the last meteorite. So when Avros says, I want to go back and help you defeat X-Death, Gal's like, I can't let you because this is your last meteorite. There would be no way back. So you'd be stranded in our world forever. And then basically the entire party goes, you know what? We ought to fuck up X-Death because that was the entire point of our quest anyway, was to prevent the great evil. And now that he's out, we still want to stop him. So let's go to the other world. And then basically it's like, no, the other meteorites have enough power to send us back. And Avros is like, well, we should talk to Sid then because he'll definitely have a plan for how to do it. All right, jobs. Chemist. Fire and drink for now. So that's going to change to mix once I unlock it. Beautiful. And you will be the first Scamurai. Zenonage. Red magic level 3. I think is the highest one. Browse. Red mage. Yeah, next one she was learning was dual cost. Cool. Perfect. All right. Weapons. I suppose it is. Let's take care of the cutscene here first, then I'll go and look at gear. I hate that you have to do this cutscene as well. Like, you know, you just get an option to be like, oh, you know what? I don't really care. Front. Cool. Like, even if you know what the solution is here, it's like you can't just go and do it. You have to actually come and talk to Sid and Mid and be like, what should we do? And they're like, well, why don't you just use all the meteorites to charge up the adamantite? That might work. Oh, right. Yeah, no, even better. You have to come here and read their note. It's like, we went to the meteorite to take the adamantite back. That's what it is. And then you go to the meteorite and it's like, oh no, evil things attacking us. I need to go look at weapons. The jackhole that I'm thinking of it as the gear that I want. Must be, right? The town with the funny name, it's Jackhole. Oh, good. Yeah, I can start ignoring freaking pianos now. Coral Sword and the Assure. So. Bow, I'm never gonna use. Shuriken, I'm never gonna use. Only worth one, but I'm never gonna use the freaking. Actually, can I equip this on the samurai? No. Well, I can sell that now as well. And the Moonring Blade. I had none of you put on the friggin' Elven Mantles. You can't even put the power armor, can you? Oh. Buy the Ashura. I'm gonna have to grind some money so I can buy some more ethers and stuff before I leave. Ashura. Oh, perfect. Okie dokie. I think. I can do that from a can't I? Whip. Also, yeah. Mithril swords. Sell those freaking leather shoes. They stop auto-equipping. Alright. Bye. Honestly, I don't really care that much about the extra armor than Green Bray. It's not that big an offset. Was there any more magic here I don't have? Oh, cool. Alrighty. Do I... Oh, I could have pressed on to the next part, or if I call it for the evening there. I think I need to grind more cash or ethers before I get too carried away with doing the rest of this anyway. So, I'm going to call it there for now. Do a little bit of grinding off stream just to get those things done, because it's going to be just boring as me running around autoing a bunch of wolves for a bit. So let's call it there for now. I'll do a little bit of off-stream stuff so that next time we can come back and just do the next few mini bosses and move on to the next part of the game. So let me just... This is our break real quick. Let's move on over to here. All right. I've been recording this one for another VOD to go up on YouTube, so let me just do a quick sign off, then we'll find someone to raid. So thank you all for watching YouTube. Hope you're enjoying it if you're watching the VODs. We got all 4 jobs now, so that's gonna be good fun. And like I said, we're gonna move on to World 2 and probably finish the majority of that on the next stream. So I will catch you all on the next VOD. Thank you, YouTube.